Hello, my name is Mitra. Thank you for checking out my video. I've been watching a lot of YouTube stuff recently and totally inspired to work with polymer clay in a completely new way. I'm working on this dragon wand right now, and I have been on a Isis kick. So Isis is a goddess, an Egyptian goddess, and notice she has wings. So she's associated with the bird. I think it's a crane specifically. And I've been working in this costume group for Santa Barbara Summer Solstice, and we're making tarot inspired costumes. So I'm doing Isis the Magician. So I have the tarot related objects that are Isis oriented on the table. This is the cup, then the sword, the wand, and the coin. So the coin is something my friend Gail gave me when I graduated, and it's actually from the Philippines. It's a magical coin for work and travel, and on one side is a bird. So obviously that was going to be my coin. And then I purchased this prop, which is actual metal. It's like cool. It's not sharp at all. Maybe I could use it in polymer clay somehow, like a tool. But I mean, I could probably press clay in to get some of the forms, because it's in relief. So that's kind of cool. And then there's the wings, and in this one, she's kind of like, she looks like she's in a coffin. So, which makes sense because it's a knife, right? And then, yeah, the wand, originally I made this wand out of wisteria that was in the backyard. And I attached it to some feathers because she's related to feathers. But then I read that wisteria is or was used as kind of like a cleansing plant for tarot reader gypsies. And I thought, oh, okay, well, this wand is obviously reserved for before tarot reading, you know, the wisteria wand. So besides that, I thought a dragon wand would be way more appropriate for Isis because the dragon has wings and it's a little bit more badass. And I'm going to keep it along with the theme of the other items, which is the sword and the cup and the coin. So this obviously will match a lot better in terms of the styling. And it's on a bamboo base, which I didn't look up the meaning of that, but you know, it's very sturdy and strong. And then I think I might need to make something for it to sit in on the table because he's pretty cool. Maybe I'll make the wings in such a way that it sits on the wings or something, but that seems maybe too technical for me at this point. So, yeah, I'm just going to work for a little bit. What's interesting to me about doing these videos online, because I've been watching a lot of them, is that I will sit and watch the tutorial of someone explaining their process in real time for 45 minutes, an hour, half an hour, no problem. And there's something really nice about it. So today I spent the time to set up my desk. Like, I've noticed people put things in a corner, so it's in a corner, and then I happen to have a mirror, so you kind of get a fun visual thing. It's my dog barking, so the technique I learned from the other YouTuber is that basically you cut up these pieces and then you use your fingers to make kind of like a teardrop shape. It's not that complicated. I mean, this is sort of a beginner level design, I think. There's a lot of really cool ones. I've bookmarked a bunch of them to try, but this one I'm doing first because it seemed like one I could actually pull off, and the final result looks really cool. And while you're learning, you might as well make really cool things by following tutorials that you like. There's so many out there. Been really like, wow, where have I been the last 5 years? Thank you, everyone who uploads awesome tutorials and shares their work. The next one I want to make, I like this one. It was, the tutorial was putting it onto a computer screen. And I like that idea, but I had this wand project. So I was like, okay, I'm going to adapt this to the wand project. And I also drew something very similar to this in my painting series, in my spring painting series. I thought it was a gecko. I mean, in my head I drew a gecko, and I was looking at it today, and he's only got like 2 arms, and he doesn't have wings, so, you know, whatever, kind of like a cartoony character. But it was wrapped around a pole like that, so it's really actually very similar. So what have I learned from YouTube videos? One, this deli paper is awesome because the clay does not stick to it, and that actually becomes a problem when you're working with things. And then having something with numbers is really good, with division is really good, because a lot of polymer clay is actually kind of precise, and it helps if, especially like for example with the scales, if you kind of like measure it out and cut it out in a somewhat consistent way, you could probably feel it, you know, just like ballpark it. But like I said, this is kind of a new thing for me, so I'm doing it. Plus I like the really precise like designs that I've seen, and I figure might as well start with best practices now, because the more geometric and precise something is, the more important it is to be really accurate. So, and actually, like, so the practice is what I'm saying. You have to practice. Like, you can't just, for example, cutting these in equal amounts is hard. Sometimes they're thin, sometimes they're fat. And getting the right amount of pressure is hard without distorting the shape as you press down. There's something to do with like letting the clay sit and cutting it when it's hard. And usually, because I've just been using it for this like proportion purposes. I'm not using it as it's called a mille fiori, or million flower. It's like a pattern making technique for beads. So when you cut those, you get the same thing in every cut, and then people turn them flat and they smooth them on top of things, and they make really cool repeatable patterns and stuff. So anyway, I'm getting kind of close. This is the tail, this is the body of the dragon, and then this is the head. The head, the body, the tail. So if you're interested in making a similar dragon, I will post the link down below. So like I said, mine is a little bit different. It's not on the edge of a computer screen, but essentially I'm just using the exact techniques that are explained in that video for this guy. I did, disclaimer, watch a bunch of other videos, and I saved the ones that I was most impressed by to a playlist on my YouTube channel. So if you are interested in the other ones that I watched. So there's a dragon that's sleepy, a sleepy dragon, and her head is like, she's curled up and her head is on her front paws, his, it's super cute. So I think I'm gonna try that one. And then, is there another one? I think that's it. These are the only two that I felt. Oh, no, that's not true. So I also have this stone here on the desk because I saw a tutorial where a woman turned a pendant into she made a dragon pendant, and she used exactly that kind of stone. And I was like, oh, I have that kind of stone. I can do this one. And it was so cute and well done. I'm not sure I'm up to her level, so I'm going to save that one for the third one. So I have 3 designs. I'm going to make a wand, one that just sits on the desk, and then a pendant to wear with that stone. So anyway, so now I've completed the scales that go all the way to his head and around the back. And I have pieces of glitter. I need to clean the surface a little bit. I've been working a lot recently in clay, so yeah. Okay, so I have a lot of extra, which is okay. I can use it to make the other pieces that I need to make. Alright, so for the head, which is the next thing he did in the tutorial, he just used a tool to make like little depressions for the eyes. And I have a couple, I thought I had a couple different ones. This one seems maybe too big, but I will try it. So, it's perfect. The legs, which were like just little L-shaped. So I'm going to use 2 of the big slices. Maybe I'll make the back one even bigger. And then they have feet with 3 toes, 3 toes. So it's like, that's cool, 3 toes, I can do that. So I think this is gonna be one leg. And then he made them kind of like pointy at the joints, which makes sense because they're dragons, so they're spiky and pointy. Place it on the dragon. And I gotta imagine he's gonna have toes. So I think that's where I like that one. And then on this side, I'll put it like a little bit lower. Can tell that I'm gonna have a bit of an issue with all the feet all in the same place, but I think I can figure it out. Made it seem like he's stretching. So if I do this one lower and the other one taller, I think it will give it the feeling of really being kind of like in motion and climbing, actively climbing. I'm not sure. I don't know why I feel that way. Just guess because it's like contracting and extending. It's not just like status. It's like, oh, he's bending, which he is. So okay. I'm onto the wings now. The other thing, here's a look at the guy with his feet now. So now I have this. This is transparent clay, and I have block clay here. And so in the tutorial with the pendant, where I learned about the wing technique, she mixed the colors together. She mixed the transparent, and she was using blue or something to make the wing. She said it looks lighter, and I did that with my fairy doors where they did look a lot lighter. So what I'm gonna do with mine is make it super contrasty. So I'm gonna use the straight up transparency here. if you are new to art practice research, that is where you engage in a creative activity like making art, and by making that by engaging in that activity you learn something. So it's like basically learning by doing. And the general belief around this concept is that another thing from tutorials I've learned that I've adopted is that transparency is really cool because you can see what's going on the other side. So I have invested in some transparent materials like this one. And then again, going back to that idea that precision is kind of nice. So like I'm going to be making the wing pieces and I would like them to be the same size. So this is like half of that, and then if I make this twice as long, then I know that, or maybe I do it twice again. But anyway, then I'm using this as a width, so I won't work with any pieces longer than that, and then I'm using the concept of measuring the material to ensure that the pieces I make are the same. And I don't really have room to make this totally safe, but I want to figure out how to make it hang. And it's going to be on both sides. So I do one side and then I do the other side.